new MP is an easy job, Kangana, and even now, are you feeling like you need to censor yourself? Are you feeling like there are things you can't talk about? You know, your party has just sort of distanced itself from you talking about the farmer protests, which is, you know, I have to say, this is a topic that you've spoken about repeatedly, so obviously it affects you. It comes from within, you've spoken strongly, you've had strong views about it, and it seems like maybe being outspoken, another word that's attached to you all the time, is not suitable in your new role as an MP. Are you feeling the pressure or feeling the heat on that?
I agree with whatever party has said. I'm not the spokesperson for the party that needs to be conveyed, and I'm glad that they did. Besides, they have completely disowned my stance to this matter. They have their policies, and I need to be aligned with those policies. And I do trust I do trust in my party, and I do believe that there's nothing more important to me than this party, because, and it's coming from a very genuine place, you know, especially having worked on emergency and to see how they evolved from Jansangh to Janata Party, and how even Bharatiya Janata Party is an offshoot of that, and how many people for how many decades have just given their blood and sweat to have this party where it is. And to me, the party matters the most, because that's, of course, my bandwidth is that, and I do believe in them, and to them nation matters the most.
But do you find yourself now having to think about or decide not to say something? The reason I'm saying this, Kangana, and this comes from a genuine place, which is that you've been looked at as a person who speaks her mind. You know, there is no editing, there is no censoring when it comes to Kangana. She speaks her mind. And now suddenly you can't speak about an issue that very many people, and mind you, many people even agreed with what you said about the farm protests, etc. The analogy you may have drawn may have been controversial, but there were people who actually agreed with what you said. So did someone call you and say you can't be speaking like this?
Yeah, of course. Of course I was reprimanded, and that's fine. It's fine with me. I do not think that I am the final voice of the... I mean, I have to be really crazy and stupid to believe that. And I do believe in the guidance of my superiors. I do believe that's how every system works. That's how army works. That's how corporate works. That's how the party works. You know, there are people who are superior to me. There are people who are free to reprimand me, and there are people who are, without having to explain, to tell me what to do, and I'm okay with that. I do believe that my intentions are obviously, at times my intention may not come across as what it was, but I do have a long way to go, and I do believe that if I've genuinely heard their cause and I've genuinely heard their, their position or policies, there is nobody who's going to be more hurt than me. Like, there's nobody I know who will be more hurt than me. So I'm looking forward to be careful with my words and be aligned with their policies, because for them, Bharat rehna chahiye. Hum rahe na rahe, Bharat rehna chahiye. So that is the larger ambition of the party, and I'm totally aligned with that ambition.
Coming to the last part of this interview, Kangana, which is, an issue that has dominated the headlines for the last couple of weeks. It was a terrible crime that took place in Kolkata. It has revealed something about this country that I often talk about on my show, which is the politics of rape. Depending on where the rape happens, people align their thoughts, their opinions. It has become a country of my rape versus your rape. We've seen movements and students and women and youngsters spill out onto the streets in different parts of the country. What is your view on that? The country simply cannot unify on an issue like rape and crimes against women.
Look, every crime may be the same, but the way every state handles it, it's very different. I'm completely aligned with Yogi Ji's model to, even now there was a 6-year-old person who was raped, and that person is done with. Done, closed, matter closed. And here matter is still going on. Going on and on and on and on. Why? And of course, his ways are controversial. He draws a lot of flack from people like you everywhere. But I think if fear is not the ultimate solution, but I've read somewhere that when there's no other solution, fear is the only solution. in this country, I feel that the vastness and the scale and the population of this country is so overwhelming that we need to have very, at times, I may sound very extreme in my approach, but we need people who can deliver justice like this, like Yogi Ji does. They should be delivering justice within a week. And for that, sometimes, he has his own intelligence, his own brilliance, his own ways of handling things. And I am in complete approval of that. But what is happening in Bengal is just so shameful. The criminals are being protected. The students are being tortured. They're being harassed. Yesterday also we saw the drama that's going on there. So when for the vote bank, you are okay to get hands in glove with the criminals and with all kind of shady people, then obviously these things are unavoidable. But look at Yogi Ji. You will never find him in a situation like this. Never. At least I am very proud of him. I think Yogi Ji is, for me, he's, the state that the way it should be, but then he's called what? He's called a Bhagwa, Sanghi, and God knows what all he's called. So if this country needs law and order, they need to respect leaders who are nationalists.